Hey everybody, what's happening? Andy Irvine coming to you. It's Monday morning, and I thought I'd do a little bass lesson for you today. Many people reach out to me and ask questions about my slapping technique. So, to answer those requests, here we go. I'm going to give you a close look at several of the moves that I do. And the way I think of it is, it's all about landing, sticking the landing. When I say sticking the landing, having a definitive inner pulse that you know where the one is, and maintaining a smooth flowing feel as you maneuver your way through a series of moves. And these moves are created as riffs or stockpiled in your slapping vocabulary, and over time, by practicing, we begin to be able to weave them together in kind of just a stream of consciousness kind of way, slip from one to the other, and hopefully create a happening seamless flow to it all. But I have a handful of them, and these are the things that make up my personal style, some of which I got from other great bass players like Louis Johnson. There's been many, and I've adapted them to my own way of playing. So, let's see. See what's happening there? So the dead notes that are happening in between the hammer-ons is what it's all about. It's this playing kind of like playing a bongo drum. That one, simple pentatonic descending hammer-ons. But putting one of those dead note type strokes in between. So. Now with these hammer-ons, I mix them up by coming from a half step below, or a whole step, to coming from above and releasing. Or alternating, or all coming from a whole step or half step above. That kind of thing. Or all coming from below. So just within that, mixing those things up, then comes the rake. I'm always going to be incorporating this rake because it's a big part of how I play. It's a quad in this case. That sometimes is kind of a end of a phrase. It's a way of kind of putting punctuation on the end of a phrase. You think of it like writing. You want if you're doing creative writing, you want to have the words go together well, and your ideas to be completed and then punctuation, and then a new idea started in a new sentence, and then that sentence is completed, and so on. Now then comes, I might start to incorporate the hammer-on that's going across 2 or more strings. In this case, a 5th. And it's a triplet. Now I might do this in any number of ways. It makes for a great build type of scenario where you're doing with hammering on and then ascending chromatically, going from hammer on octave to hammer on power chord. Something like that. So. Now the other way I might do it is with fourths. In that case, it sounds like a backwards power chord or a first inversion power chord. Second inversion. Now you can do triplets. You can start to incorporate the double thumb. Obviously made famous by the great Victor Wooten, Bill Dickens, and others. The key to this technique is to make it smooth. Down, back with the thumb, and up with the plug. Now, as you start to get into these types of, with the double thumbing, adding more subdivision and strokes to it, it's a cool way to start to incorporate some harmonic movement. Oftentimes in the bass solo, everyone else just stops playing and it's just you and the drummer, which I don't particularly care for. I like when the other musicians are hearing what I'm doing, hearing my phrasing, hearing my tonality, and the guitar player, you know, is putting in little swells and stuff like that to give it some texture and to strengthen the harmony and take it to different places. At any rate, I might start incorporating some kind of a thing like. I might start using arpeggios and outlining chord shapes and incorporating that with a double thumbing combined with hammering technique. that one all the time. I love that lick. I just love it. And I might start mixing in and out. Whoops. I might start mixing in and out major tonality and minor tonality, mixing and matching them. Major, happy. Back to a blues scale, minor. Maybe to a straight up minor. And the other stuff I'll do is I'll use some scale forms for some transition licks to get from one section to another. I might use the diminished scale. That one always resolves great when you start on a half step below tonic. We're in E. The key is tonic. You start on E flat. Right? Just a diminished scale. It wants to go back to E. So when you're kind of soloing it in one main tonal center like E, you can actually make it appear to be going different harmonic places, and that's the trick to making it work. It also works tremendously from a half step above tonic starting on F. I'll demonstrate it. Brings you right up into this, position up here. Slipping in a couple of cool greasy finger style licks. And of course, it's always important to leave space. You gotta let some notes ring. You have to let some notes have time to blossom and be a note. It can't all just be it starts to sound like a machine. It has to breathe. Some double stops, some greasy double stops is always a great little thing. And, you can do... You can create a little chordal passage that becomes a little entity of its own, a little musical motif, a little harmonic chord progression that works within the tonality, and you can give your bass solo or whatever a structure. double popping. Double popping and greasing. That one's actually pretty hard. I can nail it about 80% of the time. It also depends on how warmed up I am too. You know, I just walked in here, turned on the amp, and started playing my bass. I haven't taken an hour to really warm up. Actually, right now I'm starting to feel warmed up a little bit. So, and then there's the 6-note pattern stuff that you can do. There's a lot that can be said in terms of emotional content and in terms of instrument, voice, character, and personality within the bending of strings, whether it's very subtle or full on. Imagine a guitar player that never bent strings. You know, it would be all just that every note having the same inflection. Well, a lot of the personality, character, and individual voice and style comes from the way that you bend your notes. And then, of course, there's the big triplet glissando. So there's a few ideas for you. In fact, plenty. So for now, have fun with that and slap your brains out. Funk on and rock on. Peace.